It's January 29th, 2022. It's the northeaster of 2022. And I finished out the morning. There was a section or a block of state of emergency or winter storm, whatever, that they did on the television. For Channel 7. I stayed to continuous coverage because they were the ones that actually showed up in Bayside with a camera truck and a long nose camera. It's the long one. It's not like a little digital whatever. It's like the professional one, or it looks professional. So I watched through those segments. I went to Channel 4. I did not like what I saw on Channel 4. I'm not gonna lie. I'll address that in a minute. But what I did want to say is then the evening segment of 5 o'clock, because they took a break for a little bit, put some other programming on. Wasn't continuous coverage. And then I don't know, are they weather reporters? They're not the meteorologists, I don't think. I don't have the language because I'm not really, I don't speak this level of human, and they haven't.
You're a native?
Stop it, Anthony. And they haven't allowed me into their industrious words. So I'm doing the best I can to weave and loom what I have heard others call themselves, but specificity I don't necessarily have at the moment. Excuse me. I love you, baby dolly. Say hi.
Hi.
Alright, now. Last time I saw something that looked like him in a younger version was...
Reporter Kristen Thorne joins us tonight from Huntington. Kristen.
No.
Joe, I have to say the road condition...
There was, in 1980-something, I was friends with a girl by the name of Vicky Gambardella. And Jackie Liburg. And I think it was Jackie who invited me to a birthday party for Geronimo. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll go. But I didn't get a gift. She says, all right, we're going to whatever. We're going to go see Dances with Wolves. I was like, all right, I don't know. I've never heard of it, but okay. So where did we meet? We met in this town behind this woman. It's called Huntington, New York, Long Island. And she turns the camera around, since I can only watch so much snow, and it shows in the background the actual movie theater where a large black SUV drove up, and a whole crowd of people I didn't know, I went to school with, but we didn't talk, ever. They showed up. I was there because Jackie invited me. And then the birthday boy shows up. And it turns out not to be Geronimo. And I'm like, now this is confusing. And I don't know. And then we went inside the theater and we watched Dances with Wolves. So this is follow-up to whomever that was that I've met before, I've seen before. We were set to whatever, and then I don't know what the monsters did, being humans.
Conditions as of now in Huntington are actually pretty good. I mean, it's still pretty slick around. So if you have one of those four-door sedans, this is not the type of environment
But
we want to go
here
out in.
it says
A truck,
Huntington
an
in
SUV, you're going to be in
Suffolk
much better shape,
County.
but it is still
That's
very
where
slippery.
I
That's
used
what
to live
happens when you
around.
get probably about 16 inches of snow they got here in Huntington. And we know that is what Comac got. So we're kind of guesstimating that about 16 inches in
Newt,
Huntington. I think that's
stop.
pretty accurate. In terms of power outages, the good news, they are very, very minimal at this point. Today was the day for people to get the snowblower out, and again,
Now this gets confusing too because I heard Nassau County and Suffolk both mention something called PSEG for power companies. There used to be something integrated with, there was National Grid. That was like big words around here, but this is nothing, this is not quiet news. Anybody who lives here had to pay the company, they got a bill, it became public knowledge, which makes the immigration thing incredibly difficult if they're moving in to unravel management. Then, what they don't mention is in New York City, they only have, on both sides of the bill, it's only Con Edison. That's the only name on the bill. CON space EDISON. Lynn and Lou get bills for it every month. It's never switched over to National Grid. It never switched over to PSE&G. I don't know if there's still conflict on that somewhere.
again, the goal here and the task was to kind of wait till the snow was over because it was just coming down. I'd say really till about maybe 3 hours ago, we saw a significant slowdown in the snowfall. But this morning, late morning, early afternoon, I mean, just an incredible amount of snow coming down. But that's what we expected. That's what we expected with this storm. The plow drivers, they were out really all day today, but they still have a lot of work to do.
The plow operators are going to be working through the night. So now this will be 2 nights. I would not be surprised if we were out a third night, given one of the difficult factors of this storm, and that is the low temperature.
That gentleman is Steve Ballone. I've heard of him before. I was in Suffolk County when I believe he was first put into office, I believe. I think that I had heard his name. There were not, again, there was no campaigns, no campaign promise in Suffolk County. There was nothing associated with them asking us to vote. He was just the name that was given, but there were no alternatives. There was nothing associated with it.
Low temperatures.
Now, for me, this is where the movie theater was. And it's in Huntington, which is Suffolk County. County's one of those tricky words because it looks like country, but it's not. There's one symbolic alphabet characteristic that's deficient. But this is the movie theater. Right around here, or on this side, I'm disoriented at the moment. They turned it into, I don't know if it was back then an AMC Movie Theater, but this would be where the driver of the big black SUV that let him out, that I know he was there at periodic times throughout my childhood. I don't know what the secrecy is around it, and I don't understand why it's gone so horrifically on my part for what I've had to live through.
You see some people here in downtown Huntington. I don't know if you can see them, but there actually are people coming out now. I think people had enough of being inside. Now that the snow is stopped, they're coming out. They're all bundled up, and it is cold. Just as Jeff was saying, very, very cold out here. But we do have people coming out. Many people just walking. If they live here in the village, this is a great time to frequent the pubs.
We were too young at Dances with Wolves visit for pub or whatever. Although I think for my sixth grade graduation, we went to Swanson's, which is an ice cream parlor. But later on, there was a Christopher Lyons, Lyons, that just appeared in a high school desk, but he was like 6'4", 5", big, like football player size, and he was laughing, and it was like one of the first days of, I think, that I had been back in the high school. I had transferred from St. Dominic's back in Cold Spring Harbor, and it was health class, HEALTH, one of the most boring. They had some video at the front of the room, but there was like no teachers. They weren't teaching anything. And it was an interesting conversation, and he invited me to go meet someone after school, which I gave him my phone number so he could set it up, which he did. And then it was not this particular bar, I don't think. But then again, I had to take a car with my babysitting money in order to get to the location of wherever they told me to meet them. So, but that was at another visit.
Hello, great time to, if you live in town, walk out, get bundled up, go to the local pub, and you can walk home, which is perfect. So again, tonight, very, very cold. I have to tell you, even just standing here, I feel like this breeze coming up my back, which I'm fully bundled up, so I don't even know where it's coming from. It is very, very cold out here.
I'm not able to live there anymore because I have no income or financial help or stipend. So the only house or room that I have is in Lyndon Lewis's house. But so we moved from here. Lewis lost the house when he lost the business, when they came for his principal's license.
We're live in Huntington. I'm Kristen Thorne, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
I'd tell you to go to the pub. I think you still got some work to do, though, Kristen. Thank you very much.
More to go.
From Suffolk County to Nassau County, Eyewitness News reporter Stacey Sager continues our coverage. She's live in Greenvale with the latest on conditions around that area. Stacey?
Hi, Sam.
Now, this location is significant because when I had to go to LIU, which is Long Island University, which was the closest university that I could dorm at for my first year, being my freshman year. I don't know why things got rearranged. Originally, I was going to go to Boston. Michael Zapp happened. I didn't want to leave. I was really broken up about it. And then I wound up going to LIU. In this confusing, completely desolated, and there's been no communication from anyone. Not like words of wisdom, not words of like love, of affection, of like somebody's coming back for you. It's been nothing. Not one word. There was one letter right around the time about Dances with Wolves, around that age frame. But other than that, it's like when it happens, I'm in a moment. But there's no pre-planning on my part. I never know. But this is Greenvale in Nassau County. This is where my freshman year of college was.
Hi, Sandra. It's a great night to walk, not a great night to drive, right? We are on Northern Boulevard here in Greenvale, and that's the corner of Glen Cove Road up behind me, that traffic light behind me. Those who live here know the area. There's blacktop, of course, but with these freezing cold temperatures on the road is just going to refreeze this evening. It was just a messy day on the road. More than 50 accidents here in Nassau County since the storm began.
But it really was more Northern Boulevard stretches from the head of the fish down towards the tail, although its name may change along the way. But it starts in Queens as Northern Boulevard, and the cross section is Bell Boulevard. It's a double boulevard, so there is no mistaking the story. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, and it is Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.